daughter. She's supposed to be sleeping.
Hi there. Oh my goodness. Up so early. You must be working the day job.
Yeah, Ruben's. So we're live now. I just went live because that's just how I do things. But we're gonna. It's okay. Yeah. Before we do the introductions and everything, the way Google Hangout works, Tyler, it's not the best thing in the world because it's free. It's really bad for stepping on each other. So when someone's like in a kind of like a not a rant, but talking and even kind of laughter can sometimes cut the person off. So it's like wait your turn to talk. But I know it's not the easiest way to do it, but we appreciate you coming on and giving us a try here.
Of course.
But let's get started, and I'm just going to put you on the spot. Welcome to the Going the Distance podcast, Rocky Series podcast. We're really excited today to have Tyler on board, and my brother Ruben's here with his daughter.
Hey, Misha, do you want to say hello? No. He's your words though? No. All right.
So Tyler, you're a fellow Canadian. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, man. So I'm originally from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Slurpee capital of the world. Proud to be it. Go Jets. And then I've been living in Toronto for the past 4 years now, and I'm not going anywhere. Actually, if you guys want to see the CN Tower?
No,
Yeah,
thanks.
please.
All right, here we go. 1 second. You see it?
I don't see it. It's a glare through the window, unfortunately.
Oh no, this is the worst. All right, let's take you outside.
All right.
We'll
This is
make
good.
this happen. It's going distance exclusive.
Oh, wow.
Here we go. Let's see if this works.
So for those listening on the podcast, just Google a distant photo of the CN Tower.
There you go. Did it work?
Oh, it was magnificent. I've never felt more patriotic in my life.
All right, let's go back inside. Let's go back into the mansion.
All right, so Tyler, where's your beard?
Oh man, it's a funny story. So I recently got a role playing Randy Quaid. So I had to pick my beard in order to wear this like huge fake beard. I'm not sure if you're aware, but Randy Quaid has recently gone crazy, and he's living in I think it's out of Oregon or the Northwest Territories right now, just kind of dodging the. He believes there's a cult, celebrity whackers, he calls them. Not to scare the little one. It's not real. He's just crazy.
So, how is this a movie? Is this a TV show?
Yeah, it's a TV show. Basically, it's called Broken Famous, and it just details the lives of celebrities that are famous, and then they went bankrupt. So I think some of the other episodes are like MC Hammer.
I was going to ask.
Yeah. Who else? Lindsay Lohan. Anyways, the list goes on.
So you didn't get the part for you didn't get the part for MC Hammer?
I didn't get the part for MC Hammer. It was such a letdown, but don't worry. I got Randy Quaid. It's
So, go ahead, sorry.
No, basically it's just this I got to play. It's sort of this love story with his wife. Him and his wife. It's Beauty and the Beast, but they're both crazy.
That's hilarious.
With songs, it's gonna be great. Don't worry.
And where can this be viewed when it's eventually filmed and edited and everything? Is it a channel or streaming?
It's on an American network called Reels,
Okay, yeah.
and I believe it's coming to American Netflix. But,
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's gonna be good.
That's pretty legit, man. That's
how-
pretty cool.
How could it not be good?
Exactly right.
Yes.
Well, good for you. Good for you. That's really cool. How do you feel that you're cast as the handsome Randy Quaid? How does that make you feel?
Oh man, I was speechless. I mean, you know, there's like the moment when Daniel Radcliffe was cast as Harry Potter, and then there's me being cast as Randy Quaid. Same. Oh, Cloud9.
Well, I'm gonna have to leave at Cloud9. Leave on a high note. Nice to meet you, Tyler / young handsome Randy Quaid.
Oh, really? You got to go?
Yeah, he's got to
Yeah,
go to work.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Just,
man.
yeah. Just want to say hey, and
Yeah.
yeah, best podcast ever. This episode.
Well, we're not stopping the podcast. I think Ruben's just leaving.
Okay.
What? Going on without me. That's gonna be rough for you guys.
I think we're gonna have to go the distance without you, Ruben. I'm sorry. Do you want to cue the music before you leave?
Yeah, cue the music, and Ryan, just edit this in later. Ding ding.
Oh,
See you
wow.
guys.
Thanks, Ruben.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
All right, so that's Ruben. You of course have seen him on the show, I bet.
Yeah. I'm aware of his work. He does good stuff.
So, well, before we get too much into Rocky, I actually want to talk more about you, if that's okay, because you're one of our few fans of the show that actually watch us almost exclusively on our live stream, this recording that we're doing right now.
Yeah.
You should get an award for that, because we don't have very many of those people that do it that way.
I like it, man. Like, you guys have a really good off the cuff feeling. Like, there's a naturalness.
Well, in other words, we don't prepare, we don't take notes, and we just talk out of our ass.
Really? Because you asked really good questions.
Oh, wow. Are you blowing smoke? Because it feels good.
No, man. Like, I remember, didn't you point out something about, like, during, like, just the idea that it's so meta that the Rocky song is being played, even though it's a movie and the song is in the soundtrack. So it's this weird movie coming to life in Rocky 3.
Yeah, that kind of stuff actually just comes out of my head when I'm doing the show. I don't. I take a few notes. In fact, just so you can see, I do take some notes right here. But I very rarely ever use it, because if the discussion is natural and it just kind of flows, I just use it to say, hey, this is where we are in the movie, to make sure we don't miss scenes, because people that are listening in their earbuds, because the majority of our listeners of the show listen, they don't watch this stream. Because what the stream does, it just provides me the audio file for me to edit into the podcast.
Right.
But sometimes guys like you watch the stream, so I'm like, if you guys want to watch the live discussion where we fart and jokes that don't work, they're all here on YouTube. Because trust me, there's times when I'm editing the show, there's a joke that doesn't work or falls flat. I'm like, delete for the podcast release. But yeah.
Right. Well,
Now you have a comedy. Do you call it a comedy troupe? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I call it a comedy sketch troupe for sure.
Tell us about that, because so you found me via, I guess, being a Rocky fan. How did you find my stream then?
All right. Well, let's do the history. So the way I found the stream was I was actually looking for interviews with James Rolfe. That's actually how I found you. And
Okay.
I remember listening to it, and I was really impressed you got him. And then I just was really marveling at just how much you loved Rocky, and like, it's just cool to talk about movies. And I think Rocky is sort of underappreciated in terms of podcasts. And then I found you, and it's like, oh, great. We've got, like, what is it? Like, this is 64, right? This is the 64 podcast?
This will be officially episode 51.
51, okay. So I jumped the gun a little bit. Still impressive.
You're still impressed? You're still impressed at 51? Okay, good.
Yeah. Well, and the reason I was doing that is I was trying to get in touch with him to do a film festival. And luckily you were kind enough to actually respond to me. And it's going to be a real thing. James got back to me, and actually it's this is pretty recent, but it's going to be at, I don't know why I'm pointing. It's over there. There it is. It's going to be in Fan Expo, Canada, Toronto Fan Expo, on either September 1st or September 3rd, Friday or Sunday, which is amazing. And it's going to be for charity. It's great. James is really into it. He won't make it. He's too busy to make an appearance, but he is very supportive of it, which is great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but then I started talking about you, and then so I showed you Live Dudes. I showed you one of the videos. The first one, Racist Dave, and She's Only 16, are the two new ones. We shot a third one, which is coming out, I think, this Wednesday, or definitely sometime in the future. And Yeah, what do you want to know about sketch comedy, man?
Well, I think it's really impressive that you do the sketch comedy. It's ballsy, putting yourself out there. Before we talk, I want to ask you a question about that. I'm just trying to work my camera. This is now where people that are watching live are going to be frustrated because I had this problem with Kyle the other week where I don't know if you heard that episode where I couldn't get Kyle on the camera. Like I see you talking, but the audience doesn't. So I know the audience wants to see your face. All
No worries, man. No, this is good.
right. So just do like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for me.
Oh, sure. Like, as in just talking, or like tell you about my week?
Okay, that didn't work. Okay. So see, I don't know what's happened. The default used to be that whoever talks comes on the screen. So basically on the YouTube channel, people can see us talking.
Right.
That's what's going to happen if somebody watches this YouTube channel. They're just going to see my face.
That's not a bad thing in my book.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. Just one sec. Broadcast large relay. Oh, there we go. That might be the one. Maybe. Okay, we'll just try that for a bit. So for your comedy troupe, you guys do live stuff on stage, and if you do, how does that work? The live stuff.
The way it works is we will meet beforehand, and we will sort of either improvise or we'll have stories that are already sort of in our minds.
Okay.
And the fun thing is that it's usually in a sketch troupe, I find you would go in with an idea and a perspective and pitch it to the group, and then you would usually write it by yourself. But with us, there really isn't a script. We just write out beats, and then we all have a hand in making it. So it's gotten to the point where I can't really even say like that sketch is mine. I could say I had the seed of the idea, but without the other two guys, Cameron Perry and Andrew Harris, it would never be as great as anything I did on by myself. So they really elevate me. And working with two. Oh, am I off?
Yeah, no, you're still there.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I just got a little update on my phone, so it sounds great. So that's sort of the sketch comedy thing, and then the sort of system we have now is we create, and then we do it live, and then we perfect it on the live stage in front of an audience, and then we bring it to YouTube. So right now we have a year's worth of material that we're constantly like moving into YouTube, and it's right now it's a great system.
I saw you guys. Now that's your history, and I'll tell you how I found you guys. Because you started talking to me and you introduced your Live Dudes comedy troupe to me, and your sketch video of Racist Dave.
Right.
I've watched it 20 times.
20. Okay.
I really love it. It's I love the nuances that you guys do in the video. So anyone that wants to see this, YouTube, it's on YouTube, correct? Yep, that's what I thought. So YouTube Live Dudes, and then Racist Dave will come up right away. I don't want to spoil anything because I think you just got to go in this cold. But who's the guy who's Racist Dave? Is that his name, Dave?
That's Andrew Harris. Yeah.
Okay, because you use your name in the video.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Racist Dave is the only character in that piece. The guy next to me is Cam. That's actually his name, and I'm Tyler. So, usually for the sake of laziness, we do use our own names for the characters, unless that character has to be someone else.
Sorry, I'm also trying to fix things as you're talking.
No, that's okay. I'll talk longer if I have to.
No, yeah, well, I wanted to say, so his name is Andrew. Andrew, not only is he a handsome fella, I really liked his acting in that scene.
Thank you. No, he'll be really happy to hear that.
His well, yeah, tell him every time he left, I like. So you guys all have actually a very natural. Here's my chance to blow smoke for you guys. You guys all have a natural act. You can tell you can act like it's. I know it sounds silly, but not everyone can just act. You know, it actually takes a little bit of. I can't act. I don't think I've ever attempted it, and I don't. Well, I do pretend to love my family, so that's acting, I guess.
Oh man,
It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Love it.
No, I can go dark humor sometimes. I'm in the Navy. You should hear the stuff I say at work. But anyways, no.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, I'm in the Navy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. I guess I talked about in the early. I know you joined the series later in the show, later in the series, but I think I bring it up like the first couple times, like first few episodes. We mentioned our jobs and stuff, and
wow.
Ruben, my brother, as you know or may not know, he runs basically a child play area facility.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called the Tumble Bums.
Wow, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, well, you should. Yeah, it's kind of weird for you people just to hang out there without any kids. So if you have it,
I thought that. My first instinct was to say, I'll have to go, and then I realized, no, you can't. You probably can't because play facility for kids. Oh man, but wow, that is so cool. You're in the Navy, anyways. Yeah, all that. Anyway, sorry. Back to live dudes. Yes, thank you. We do have I guess to give a little history on us. Obviously, I want to talk about Rocky, but in Toronto, there's this place called Humber Comedy School, which offers this 2-year diploma program. I went there for 2 years. In the second year, Cam started his first year, and that's where I know Cam. We actually both lived in residence together, and I was his RA, which is just kind of like, basically I was the dude who would bust him in case he was drinking on campus. I was the boss. I was the man. That's how I know him. And then eventually we both went to, we learned our comedy chops there and learned to be very smart and write. And then we both all met in Second City, and that's where we met Andrew in this thing called the Conservatory Program, which is for 1 year. You basically learn to write, sketch, and perform. And after that, we did this one show where we did improv just as a trio, and we sort of improvised a scene which became our first sketch together. And then we just decided, I really love working with you guys. Let's keep this together. And for 1 year, we managed to keep it going.
That's awesome. I think it's something on your end.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because I just checked the earlier feed, and Ruben was on there. I didn't do anything. So, I see you. But anyways, I don't want to bore our audience. I don't know what you can do on your. It's not your fault. I can see you. I just feel bad that I can see you, but the audience can't.
It's almost. Am I the main focus now, or did I just switch it to everyone?
No, I put you down just to say show you, only you. Like what did I call it? I called it present. I made you present, so that means you're just in the forefront, hoping that would push you to the YouTube feed, but it didn't. So I don't know if it's a setting on your end, but if I had money, which I don't have, I could buy like equipment. Like all these guys like have these fancy software stuff where they can like have multiple people on, and it streams live through their Facebook feed and all that good stuff. But I'm poor.
Right. Hey man.
I'm just a ham and egger like Rocky.
That's right, but you're going the distance.
I know I am. So how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 26.
Okay, so you're a youngin.
I'm a youngin.
So when did you get into Rocky? How did that happen?
I was thinking about this. I think in my day, Rocky was just this cultural phenomenon that everyone sort of knew about, even if you didn't see it. Like, right. I'm really pushing my brain to figure out what exactly my first memory of Rocky is, and I think it's the fourth one.
Probably, yeah.
So like, I guess my introduction to Rocky is that Rocky is sort of this superhero that just fights crime in the ring. Like, Because I definitely did watch like the third one after that one, and then I think it might have when I watched the fourth, third, fifth, and then for a long time, even though I'm aware of the first two, it was a long time until I saw them, and then I saw the first one, second one, then Rocky Balboa, then Creed. So that's sort of my history of the Rocky series.
Now, have you seen them all in order since then?
Like have I? Oh, I guess I haven't. I guess I've seen them all, but I've never seen them like in order.
Oh, really?
I don't think so. No, I don't. No,
That should be your challenge then, is to see the movies in order.
it would make more sense, I bet. Like,
Well, to be fair to the Rocky franchise, it's not like they're that difficult to. You could do it more. You know what would be funny? Actually, I just thought of it, to watch the Rocky series Memento style.
yeah.
It-
So how would that go? It would be
I guess just watch them backwards, backwards order. I don't know. I could watch them in any. You could literally take every single one of those movies, and somehow put them in a computer system and randomize 5-minute scenes at a time, and I would follow every part of every movie.
right. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
It'd be a frustrating watch, don't get me wrong, but I would be able to do it. So on a level, so you are legitimately a Rocky fan then?
I'm definitely a Rocky fan for sure.
Okay. Pop quiz: who died yesterday? No.
Someone died yesterday?
Yeah, for reals.
Um,
I was using humor to mask my sadness.
that is all humor, so there's no surprise there. Don't worry. Someone from the Rocky franchise died yesterday.
Yeah, it happened. Well, it might have been later in your night when it happened. So, yeah, John G. Avildsen, the original director, passed away yesterday.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, he was 81, so he wasn't young, but he was in his 80s, which is a pretty good journey. But unfortunately, I think cancer got him.
Oh man. To be honest, I'm still getting over the death of Adam West, which was like what, 4 days ago? June.
Yeah.
June the 9th. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was 80 something as well, wasn't he? So again, lived a pretty full life, all things expected.
Yeah. Yeah. The last. I actually never mind. I don't mean to take this into a weird place, but
No, that's fine.
I was
Don't
watching
worry.
on Adam West Star. It was called Starry Adam West, where I think it was made in like 2012, where he's trying to get his walk on the Star of Fame, and it's sort of, that film has new context now that he's passed away. So
Yeah, it's a lot of celebrities seem to be going, but I guess it's just marking our own age as well. That as we get older, the people that we were fans of when we were young, they're just that much older. I mean, when I watched Rocky, my first Rocky movie was Rocky 3. I saw it in the theaters when I was a kid, and that was 35 years ago. So if you're 40 something in that movie, you're in your 70s now.
Oh man,
It's funny. Thunderlips was 29 in Rocky 3. 29. Like, Hogan has always looked 55.
yeah, that dude. Yeah, that dude ages remarkably well.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, but when I look at Rocky 3, he doesn't look 20. Like, when I see that, he's 12 years younger than I am in that movie.
Yeah.
It's just, I think the sun and weather got him a little bit.
Right. I think you're right. That's a good way of looking at it, for sure. Man.
All right.
I was watching.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Well, I enjoyed that comment he made about Bob Hope, and then Paul is like, better get Bob Hope. Yeah. Yeah,
I love it. That's a great line. I mean, again, it talks to the writing prowess of Mr. Stallone, and I've, not to take anything away from what Stallone has written, but sometimes you always wonder kind of what did the actor bring to the table. and what was in the screenplay.
Right. Yeah, Paulie's got some great lines. I kind of feel like maybe I want to say he improvised some of those lines because there's some good gems.
Yeah, absolutely. There really is. And then we're going to actually, speaking of gems, we're going to get into the Rocky 3 discussion now. I know it seems like we're half an hour into the show, but again, don't worry with editing. So those who are watching this live, I appreciate your going the distance at half an hour in. But we're going to now get into the Rocky talk. So I challenged Tyler to not just be a guest today, but to be a guest host and talk Rocky 3.
Right.
And did you review your homework?
Oh, I reviewed. I've got questions.
Okay.
I'm on a journey.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, good. Do you live alone, by the way?
I do.
Okay. And I was just wondering because I'm like, I don't know if there's like people going to be walking around your house or if you have a family or.
I heard a tinge of judgment.
No, it was a tinge of enviness. I envy you.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
No, I've got 4 young kids, and that's partly why I don't mind doing this early because they're all still sleeping right now. I'm in the garage right now with the door closed, and if the kids wake up, I've put snacks on the couch with drinks, so they're gonna, they'll buy me at least another half hour, 45 minutes when they wake up.
Oh man,
it's like little pets come out, and that way I try to let the wife sleep in on Saturdays because I work Monday to Friday, and so Saturdays is her chance to sleep in. So yeah, that's just little side personal stuff there.
No, that's amazing. Honestly, between you and me, as I said, I'm 26, so hopefully the plan for me right now is become a dad between now and when I'm 30, and if I'm not married and have kids by 30, then I'll just date girls that are like 10 years younger than me and just.
Yeah, you got to wait a little bit.
We got 4 years.
Okay, good. Yeah, you can't start dating girls 10 years younger than you just yet.
Oh, well, when I'm 30, they'll be 20.
Yeah, I know. What's that Matthew McConaughey line? The I get older, the girls stay the same age or something like that.
Dazed and Confused, yes, sir.
It's funny. I know that line, but I've never seen the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, just see Animal House. I feel like a teenage coming of age story. Just watch Animal House or Superbad. Superbad's okay.
Yeah, it came out at a time. Daisy came out at a time when people on screen were I think they were about my age at the time. A movie, give or take, when it came out, and the idea of just seeing them high on marijuana and being silly, it never appealed to me as a moviegoer back then.
Interesting, but now you love it, eh? Is that?
Well, no, I don't love marijuana because I'm not supposed to smoke it. And I don't smoke it, for the record, because the Navy will kick me out. I don't smoke. Okay. So, but it's one of those. It is one of those movies that I should probably just go back and see because it's it's like the American Graffiti of the '90s.
It's very true. No, it's a good point of looking at it.
See, yeah. I can make that a metaphor without having seen the movie. So that's why I feel like I've seen the movie sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. So,
all right. Between you and me, I haven't seen any of the Godfathers. But I can talk about it, I guess.
Yeah. It's the cultural phenomenon. Again, you're young. You're 15 years younger than. Well, you're 15 years younger than me, right? So that's a whole life. Like when you were born, I was in grade. Wow. Yeah. Like when you were born, I was in grade 9 or 10. I mean, at that point I had already been to like rock concerts, and you were like you're a baby.
You were born in a great era. Like you really saw, like pretty much, like it was
a fantastic time.
Yeah, because you probably would have seen like SNL when it started if you wanted to, I guess, or
Let me. Yeah, sure. Now that you're going to make your culture, pulp culture. Student here, so let me tell you what I got to enjoy. I got to enjoy the cast that I watched live every Saturday on Saturday Night Live, and I did. Was Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, Chris Farley, Phil Hartman, Kevin Nealon, even the guy that did Mango. What's his name? Chris Kattan, Rob Schneider. Who else? Oh, I remember when Will Ferrell was a new cast member, and it took me a while to warm up to him.
Yeah.
So that's my that's my journey. So that was the heyday, man. I saw all these guys in their heyday. You know, Lunch Lady skit. I saw that live. Like that was what I saw live on Saturday Night Live.
So jealous, man. I'm so jealous of that.
I saw Empire Strikes Back in the theater when I was 6 years old for the first time.
Ah,
I remember being 6 years old and watching Empire Strikes Back, and I'm like, just blown away. Because as a 6-year-old, this, you know, there's no internet, you know, there's no nothing, you know. So to see a movie was literally taken to another world.
yeah. Can I ask, as a younger man, did you have like a fictional character crush on anyone?
Fictional character other than Rocky and Rambo?
Oh man, who do you choose?
Well, it's funny. That's a great question. Rambo, I love both equally, but I of course I lean towards Rocky because that's still he lives the ideals that I would live I could live by on a daily basis. Whereas Rambo is just he's an oppressive killing machine.
Yeah, it would be hard to come home to that every day and be like, oh, how was your day? Well, I had to kill some police officers because they were hassling me.
Well, actually, here's the funny thing: he only killed one person in that whole movie.
Oh, I guess everything else is like a trap, right?
That's right. Well, actually, no, he didn't kill the cop at the end. Did he kill him? Because I think he got pulled away on a stretcher or something.
Oh man, see, I gotta do more research.
I know. People are going to be like, oh, Ryan, I can't believe it. Yeah, that's right. He didn't kill Phil. The guy's name at the end. I think his name was like Sheriff Tunstall or something weird like that. Or he shot him on the legs and he fell through, but he survived. The only guy that he killed was the guy in the helicopter. He threw a rock at the helicopter, and the guy fell down and hit the rocks.
Okay.
And that was his only. And he didn't try to kill the guy. The guy was shooting at him, so it really was self-defense. So he chucked a rock. So basically, Rambo's only kill in First Blood was from a rock. He threw it at a helicopter.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyways, we're going to talk about the Rambo series one day. But anyways, let's go to I can go on about my youth. I mean, I had the hair metal days. I remember when grunge music destroyed metal. I remember this way I saw Rockies 3 and Onward in the theaters. I remember when like Jim Carrey became a thing. So it's all these things like you name the comedy, the comedian. I watched Mork and Mindy during its original run on TV type thing.
Oh, come on. Okay, stop. Now you just got to make me jealous, and it's working.
Oh, there's more. When they come to me, I'll think of it. So put it this way. So when I saw, you heard me talk about it, I think in the previous episodes, when I talked about the Thunderlips match with Rocky, like I remember when Hogan was the biggest wrestler in the world. And I was a Hulkamaniac, and to me, wrestling was real. And to see Hogan play a bad guy on the screen was really, as a kid, it was hard for me to see. Why is he being such a dick? It was hard for me to see that because he wasn't that way. Saturday Night's Main Event, he was the hero. Mm-hmm. So it'd be like seeing John Cena or today or The Rock back in the 90s. Well, I guess that was the Attitude Era. They were old dicks back then, but
right. And it's fun because then didn't Hogan become a heel, like a villain in?
Yeah, in the 90s, he became part of the NWO or whatever. I'm not even that big a wrestling fan, but yeah, I know that much that in the 90s and on WCW and what have you, he was Hollywood Hogan or something like that. So he wore black outfit instead of his gold.
Didn't he like dye his like whatever into whatever? It doesn't matter.
It's beautiful. And then he did a beautiful love-making tape, and yeah, it's good stuff.
But you got paid for it, so it's okay.
Hey,
it's all good.
No, but you know what? I would have to pay people to see mine. Okay, I got to edit that for my mom.
Woo!
All right, so we'll start off right away with where we left off with the last events of Rocky 3. We're in the locker rooms with the two contestants, Rocky in his locker room with Mickey and Clubber in his locker room with I love how we have in one locker room, or in both locker rooms, we have reporters in these locker rooms. I don't know. Is this a familiar practice to have reporters in the locker rooms before a fight?
No. Why would you but I guess it is funny, yeah. Like I guess I was watching and thinking like, why is Clubber so mad? He's calling them parasites, and Do you think Clubber really is that mad, or do you think that's just how he psychs himself up before a fight? It's all mental.
Clubber is, you know, didn't Medilla do that Angry Black Woman movie series?
Yeah.
Clubber Lang should have just done the Angry Black Man TV series.
Oh man, what a crossover! Wouldn't that have been a movie?
Medea and
Clubber to get back at Rocky. I love that.
So yeah, I mean, he is just cheesed off. He is angry. He's like almost like a feral animal as he's like stalking back and forth between the
punching the lockers. He like just breaks the cameras and.
Well, did you catch what the reporters asked him to do before he broke the cameras? It's a real subtle thing. They said, "Take off your robe."
Yes, that's right. No, you're right. I do remember that.
What's that about?
Well, I think they just want to flex. They just want to see the muscles. I don't know.
Yeah, well, they do that for the weigh-in. That's kind of what I know the MMA fighters like to do that when they do their official weigh-in the week or two, or is it the day before a fight? I don't know. Is it the day or two before a fight they do the weigh-in? And so they always like to flex, you know, because they're there in their basically their skimpy outfits or whatever. They do the big like, yeah, look how ripped I am, which is a little bit for show. So maybe that's kind of what they're getting at. Can you pose for the cameras or something?
It might be. I also like the observation that Rocky in his locker room is surrounded by everyone he loves, and Clubber's just kind of on his own, like an animal, just like
he's
wall, like yeah.
Well, speaking of animals, Mickey calls him an animal in the stairs. Okay, we'll get to that. I was like, I can't believe they. Okay, the racism in Rocky 3 is incredible. It really is. Yeah, I mean, we have later Paulie, of course, talking about the jungle music in Apollo's gym. Remember that?
Oh, I do remember that. That's right.
Like you can't write that stuff today.
Yeah, like it's sort of like an Archie Bunker thing where like I think people could accept that Paulie might be a little racist, like him, even when they're just outside that gym and he's like, I don't even have a gun. Like it is.
Though it might be he might feel safe. He'll feel safer with a gun. Sure. Maybe,
I don't know, but again, it's sort of earned because Paulie's just such a pathetic character. So.
Well, he beaks off at people. That's his problem. He beaks off.
That's true. He sort of he just hurts the ones that love him, I guess.
Yeah, he hurts the people that love him the most, and he beaks off at the people that can, kick the crap out of him.
It's true.
So so we have in Rocky's locker, there were, Rocky's really calm and Mickey's very calm. They're just chit-chatting with the reporters. In some way, Rocky's kind of an old hand now at talking to the reporters. And they're asking, "What are you gonna do? Is this your last fight?" And Rocky's like, "Yeah, of course. After this, it's over. And Mickey and I are gonna join the circus, and we're just gonna relax."
Right. We're gonna have some fun.
So what do you think Mickey would do in the circus?
I think he'd be a lion tamer. I think he'd make lions chase chickens and just get their speed up, their momentum.
Yeah, that's good.
I think he'd be the ringmaster. Honestly, he'd be running the show.
I thought you were to say that Mickey would be the tiger trainer. He would have the eyes on.
That would have been perfect.
He has his eyes on the tiger. He has his eyes on the tiger.
Oh, it was right there. I had it. I'm glad you said it. I'm gonna set you up for the good lines.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. No, it's hey, you're the comedy troupe. I'm just a ham and egger. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh man, that's embarrassing. Oh, lion, tiger trainer. Eye of the tiger, baby.
So they're going to join the circus. They're going to relax. We go back to Clubber's locker room. Of course, he's just pacing back and forth. Maybe he's a little bit nervous and he's anxious because I think he really does believe he's going to kill Balboa. Yeah, we'll get there. And he smashes the cameras. I love how he takes his hands down, just smash.
Yeah. And there's no sort of aftermath of like, Clubber Lang's kind of a jerk. Broke my camera.
Well, would you have talked to him after that point?
No, I would have gotten out of there.
Exactly. Well, they did ask him to. I just can't stress enough asking him to take off. I wish he took off his robe and he's like naked underneath. That would have been hilarious.
His pregame game, yeah, that's what he does. He punches blockers naked. Whatever happens, man.
So now the fight's about to start. So they're making their way to the ring, and we got Clubber coming down the stairs, and then you got Rocky on the main level floor there.
Right.
And they're both kind of leaving. So whoever was in charge of ushering the fighters to the ring, their timing couldn't have been more terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Do fighters meet each other in the hallway before they go out to a fight? I mean, that just seems like it seems like this kind of stuff would happen if they did.
Yeah. Did they have intro music?
Yeah, the funny thing about this first fight, and of course it was done purposely so, there was no press conference.
Right. I remember that.
There was no, and so they didn't do any press conference for this fight or for the rematch. And I guess the locker room talk is kind of their version of the press conference, I guess. But what was your question again? Did they do what now?
What was their intro music like?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
No, it was a very quiet, especially with Clubber's thing. It was very just quickly in the ring. Getting him in the ring was a very quick. This movie's very quick, and so everything happens very fast and furious.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious Part 8. See it in the theaters.
Man, we're killing all the movie references today. I want to get them all.
Let's get. We got to catch them all. All right.
You know. Catch if you can. Whoa.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Oh, there goes the. Here comes the boom. Okay. All right.
George of the Jungle. I don't know.
Okay, if we just start throwing out movies, let's go on IMDb and start listing them all off. All right, so they meet each other in the stairway. Of course, now Clubber's like just starts calling out Rocky, like, "Hey, paper champion, I'm the man, you know. And Rocky gets mad at Clubber, and they start chirping at each other. Of course, they want to fight in the stairwell, I guess.
Dude, yeah, like, man, it's funny though, because like Rocky like usually doesn't get overwhelmed emotionally before a fight. And I think that's sort of a sign of why he lost, because
His head wasn't in it.
What Clubber says, but he wants to fight him right there.
He just called him a paper champion again, and then he told Mickey, "Shut up, old man," again, and because like save him for the ring or something like that. But I think Rocky's still mad at him calling out for his woman. Hey, woman.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was
speaking as a married man. I get it. I'm not a fighter. I know. People think that I'm a fighter because I've got this incredible build and tough persona and what have you. Yeah. But I don't throw down very often, right? But I tell you, if somebody insulted my family, I don't even care if you're Floyd Mayweather or Conor McGregor. I'm going to get my head kicked in, but I'm going to fight back. That fight will come out of me. So that's so Stallone is a fighter, and he had his woman insulted. So that's a combination to get somebody angry right there.
That's interesting too, because like even historically, I don't remember boxers ever going after each other's women.
Well, that's supposed to be the untouchable. You're not supposed to do that.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
No, he is. He's a goddamn wrecking machine. He doesn't care who he hits.
Oh, I just gotta say hi to one of our fans saying hi in the live chat here.
All right.
Woo. Lewis, I think he's from the UK.
Wow, we got someone from the UK. Loving it.
I'll just tell him, hey, sorry, Lewis, that for some reason Tyler's video is not coming up on the video. You're just seeing my ugly mug for an hour and a bit.
Oh man, he wants to see me?
Well, everybody would want to see you, I think.
Oh, not yet. He's making me feel good. Such a great guy.
Well, we'll make sure that we get you. Well, they're going to see the bearded you when they Google your video.
Oh, that's right. That's a pretty good beard.
You do look very handsome with a beard. I can't grow one, so.
Well, listen. When someone offers me money, I'll take the beard off for sure.
Yeah, that's true. That's really cool. So they start fighting in the stairwell, and Mickey gets tossed aside. I think Clubber actually tosses him a little bit.
He does. No, he tosses him, and then he lands on the what's it called, stairwell, the arm rail.
Yeah, and he grabs his chest, and he's crumpling. Mickey, or Burgess Meredith, and particularly Mickey. I mean, he's just getting older, and he just looks really frail in this movie.
Dude, I don't know if it was acting, but like his painful expressions are so genuine. I buy it.
Good point. Yeah, I would assume it's acting. Stallone's like, I don't care if you're dying, Burgess Meredith. You're gonna film this dying scene.
Oh man, but we
Yeah,
need you for the fifth one. We need you for the fifth one.
That's true. And boy, he was a ghostly figure in that fifth one.
That's right.
But bless his heart, he lived to almost 90 or 90 something. So Burgess Meredith was a. Well, put it this way, he was in Rocky 1. Burgess Meredith was the same age as Stallone was in Creed.
Right. That's a good observation. Good.
He was 69. He was 69 in 76. So in 82, he would have been 75.
Yes.
Okay. So he was 70, he was 75, and so then by the time you get to Rocky 5, he would have been about 90.
Wow, man. That's a powerful scene to go out on, though, in the series.
Yeah, it really is. It's one of the best scenes of the whole franchise. Actually, is in ironically, it's in Rocky 5.
It's true, but it is really a gold moment, man. Anyway,
Hey, I got a question. Have you ever cried in a Rocky film? It doesn't have to be bawling tears.
Seeing Rocky go through cancer in Creed was pretty tough.
Yeah.
And the line, visit your mother, she misses you, in Rocky Balboa is also very sad.
Yeah, good stuff. Good pulls there, brother.
Mine too. What about you, Brad?
Oh, I'm a wuss. I mean, I again, I don't do the tear cry. You know, I don't have tears coming down. Hey, look, I cried in Forrest Gump when I saw it in the theater, so I'm a bit of a baby.
That's fair. That's
okay.
Fair.
Okay, but I do cry in movies. I cry in TV shows. Have you ever seen the Netflix show The Keepers?
No.
Oh, it's good. It's like a docu series on the. Did you ever see the Making a Murderer one on Netflix?
Yeah, that's great.
It's the same idea. It's a different story, but the same idea. But there's a part, and it was a bad cry. I'm very empathetic. I feel things, and so there's things. So when people are going through things, I feel what I think they're feeling, and so I get wrapped up in that. So for me, watching movies, watching TV shows, listening to music, it's a very visceral experience for me. I feel what people should want me to. I think they're feeling, and so it's even hard for me to watch stuff about the Missing Child show or anything like those type of things because I have kids. It's like I can only imagine what that even though it's an actor, you know, but people do go through these experiences. So, anyways, that's just kind of a side note. So when it comes to Rocky, I definitely, you know, it's designed to make you feel, and so definitely I get emotional. And there's a scene obviously coming up in today's discussion where I get emotional.
Okay.
So Mickey is hurt. He's on the stairs. Adrian goes over there. Rocky goes over there, and they're like, he's yelling, "Get a doctor!" And then they take Mickey back into the change room.
Yeah.
Did you find anything interesting about this little exchange in the change room before Rocky goes out?
Well, not to jump the gun, but I guess do you feel like Clubber Lang is responsible for Mickey's
Yeah. I don't think anyone's like literally listening to our podcast who hasn't seen Rocky 3. Yeah, I would just. Well, yes and no. I mean, he was an older man. I think he was having heart troubles. There's signs of his heart troubles or health troubles during the charity match.
Right.
And it was stress that seemed to bring it on. So when Rocky was getting destroyed by Thunderlips, Mickey was feeling stress. And of course, when your body goes through any kind of stress and it's already kind of hurting, it just exasperates what your body's already having. So it's not Clubber's fault, but it probably fast forwarded, maybe it took off a few years.
Yeah. This is my observation for that is between Rocky 3 and 4, there is this weird connection between if you are going to do a fight and you think you are not going to be able to win the fight, people end up dying because in this movie, Mick's like, listen, you can't beat this guy. Don't try. Rocky says, I'm going to try. Mickey dies. Apollo Creed and Rocky 4, don't throw in the towel. I'm going to fight this guy. And that's why in Rocky Balboa, with his attitude of like, this is the last thing, I've got to throw everything in this fight. I thought Rocky was going to die in Rocky Balboa. I thought that was going to be the lead up, or he was going to die with Tommy. No, not Tommy.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's my little observation about that. So you can't fight time, I guess.
No, time's undefeated.
Dude, it's got yeah. Sorry, going back to your thing. Is there anything weird about? It's weird that there's not a doctor on site that really gets there quick.
Say the last part again. Sorry, I missed the last sentence.
No worries. I thought it was weird that a doctor wasn't immediately there. There should be a doctor on site at a boxing match. I assume that's what happens.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. They call for a doctor. Doctor doesn't come in till during the fight with Clubber, because we see that he has the doctor starts giving him a brief. It's funny. He has this like I'm not a doctor, but there's a measurement. I guess his BP was like 200/50 or something weird like that.
Yeah, it is weird. I'm not sure.
And then they say, let's start CPR. Now, as you know, I'm in the Navy, and I am a trained first aider. I know I wouldn't put your life in my hands but I've gone through first aid enough where I'm like, my understanding is you don't start CPR, which is artificial respiration, until they're not breathing.
Right, and he was breathing.
He was breathing, even because the mask comes off and he's still. But let's assume there's two reasons why this scene doesn't work. One, because the doctor says, let's start CPR. And the way the doctor says it was very casual. It's like saying, can I have cheese with my burger?
Well, I think that's bedside manner, you know, like he's a doctor. He can't let his emotions overcome him. He needs a job to do, you know.
Fair enough. He was just being, it's time to start CPR on this old guy. And la-di-da-da, let's see, you know. And then the other thing that doesn't work with the scene is that he was still breathing. So I would say, doctor, it's my understanding that if he's already getting air in his lungs, we probably shouldn't compress them.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Maybe that dude was not a doctor. Maybe he was just a reporter thinking like, oh, what a scoop. I'll get as close as I can. I'll use my little pocket watch to really figure out I don't know what I'm doing.
So let's go to the fight.
Well,
so
go
ahead.
In one move, though, it's amazing that Rocky loses pretty much his two Adrian and Mickey.
Oh yeah, before we get there, there's a scene where poor Rocky. And I love Stallone's portrayal of Rocky in this scene, because Rocky becomes like a little kid.
Yeah,
he's scared, and he's very scared. And he doesn't know what to do, and he gets panicked. He's like, you know, he's got Mickey passing out next to him, which is scary in itself, just to see a loved one suffer.
Oh man.
So there's a part of him that knows, like, hey, this is my mentor, this is my friend, and he's having trouble here. But he also knows professionally, because at this point he's a professional fighter, so he knows professionally. I've got a crowd out there who's paid a lot of money. There's a lot of things going on. Do I still go out there? Do I still do this? And so he looks to Adrian and says, "What do I do?"
Oh man, it's so good. And I'm glad Mickey jumps in. He's like, "Well, I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna fight."
Yeah, it's awesome. But he gets mad at him a little bit. And maybe to snap him out of it, but he goes, "What do you mean you don't know what to do? All these years, you still don't know what to do?"
Yeah, let me catch my breath. Can I do that? Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah, is that against the rules or something? Yeah, I love that. A great Burgess Meredith moment acting there. He really gave it all. He really gave it his all before he gave up the ghost. So Rocky gets snapped out of it a little bit. He's like, okay. But you can see in his face, like, oh, okay, I'll go fight. But even there's a part of him like, because Stallone, Rocky loves his family, loves his friends more than anything. And so even when he was leaving, he's like, I guess if Mickey wants me to go fight, I'll go fight. And he just kind of walks out there. And you see his whole persona, of course, for the rest of the sequence of him just being like, yeah, I guess I got to fight. I'm supposed to fight. Yeah.
No, man. But at least he's got Paulie. He's got Paulie in his corner.
Yeah, Paulie's advice during the fight was, I'm not a trainer. Go kill the guy. Okay, thanks, Paulie.
Good quote. Good direct quote, man.
So we get up to the ring. We see ringside. Who's ringside?
Apollo Creed. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is our first time. This is our first time in this movie to see Apollo Creed.
Yeah, and he looks good, man. He seems happy. Like you can tell he's sort of come to terms with losing to Rocky.
Yeah, I like that. Good point. Yeah, he's just kind of chill. He's a multi-millionaire. This guy was the best for so long, and he's probably richer than Rocky at this point. Still.
Easily. He's got the face.
Yeah. Oh yeah, handsome man. Carl Weathers, handsome man.
Yeah. No.
Do you ever see Carl Weathers on Arrested Development?
Yeah. He's funny, eh?
Yeah. Gotta get your soup on. All right, so so Carl. So Apollo Creed sitting ringside with Stu Nahan and Bill Baldwin, our favorite announcers there.
Right.
And I think it was Stu Nahan. I think passed away just after the filming of this movie.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know if he even saw the theatrical release of his last movie.
Man.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how they feel about that. Anyways, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, think about it. This movie came out 9 years before you were born.
Yeah, 91. So 80.
So weird. So this is what I mean when I say that you're young. You have to. I know you think 15 years, but that's what I mean. It's like I lived a whole childhood before you were born.
Yeah.
Like when you're 15, think about how much life you think you've led as a 15-year-old. Like, I'm old at this stuff.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, so like it's just weird that when I saw this movie in the theaters, you still had 9 to 10 years to go. You were up there in I don't know wherever you think there is before.
I go there. Yeah, man. It's interesting. I really enjoyed seeing Apollo's reaction to Clubber.
Yes, yeah. Talk about that. Talk about their meeting in the ring. Why don't you talk about that?
Them meeting in the ring. Apollo Creed. He's working the stage, and he goes over, and man, Clubber just leads into him like he's like, you're. I think you're washed up. You better watch that face. You better watch that look on your face before I knock it off for you. Like,
and he keeps going. Yeah, he goes. Come on, Creed. Come on, Creed. Just taunting him like he wants to fight everybody.
He's. I think that's it's sort of the Mike Tyson personality. I think in the ring, where it's just I'm just gonna be a monster that scares everyone.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good analogy. He's angry. He wants to fight everyone. He wants to fight the champ. He wants to fight the previous champ. He just wants to fight everyone. I think he wants to fight Stu Nahan. I think
he'll take everyone on. He'll fight Adrian. He took out he's Paulie. He'll take them both on.
Well, he doesn't want to fight Adrian.
Oh, that's right. That's a different ring.
That's right. He wants to. She wants to ring her bell. But anyway, something like that. I don't know. I was trying to think of a boxing analogy. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a PG-ish one here. Well.
We'll think about it. Don't worry. We'll come up with euphemisms at the end of the show. Look forward to that.
Yeah. All right. So Creed gets called out, and he goes back to Rocky. Of course, knock out this chump.
Give everyone a present. So it's interesting because I think Apollo's scared of Clubber, but he still believes Rocky can beat him, which I think is cool.
Very good point. Very good point.
Yeah.
I lost my camera. Just wait 1 sec.
No worries. No worries.
Did I go away?
No, I can still see it. I can still see your face.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah. So it's during this whole fight. I think Creed is watching the fight, much like everyone else in the audience. He's aware of Rocky's power in the ring. That's why he says to the announcer, like, "Why do you think I'm sitting here next to you? I know that this guy can hit. When Rocky punches and you get connected by that punch, it's going to hurt."
Yeah.
So he's totally confident that Rocky can beat this guy. Especially, everyone kind of knows that all you have to do to beat Clubber is even Mickey tells him that before he leaves. Don't go toe to toe with this guy.
Yeah.
That's the old saying. That's the old saying. Wear this guy out. Just just be a tactician in the ring. Wear him out, and you'll beat him in the long run through points, through boxing prowess, all that stuff. So Rocky is still better. He's actually he was never the best skilled fighter in the Rocky franchise, but he has the hardest punch and biggest determination in the ring. But in particular, this Clubber Lang fight, all he had to do was wear him out. That's what Mickey knows. Just wear him out, and you'll win in points.
It's true. It's true. Wait a minute though. You think Clubber's punch is stronger than Ivan Drago's?
No, I think Rocky's punch. Well, it's not stronger than Drago's. I think a non-drugged out punch it was stronger than Drago's, or they were pretty equal. Yeah, we did this a while back. We did it like who would beat up who. When it comes to the Rocky fighters, I think Clubber is the worst fighter. I think he's the angriest.
I think. Let me think about that. Obviously, we've had this conversation before, but who's second? Tommy Gunn, maybe.
Well, second worst would be Tommy.
That's what I think. Yeah, Tommy. Yeah.
And Tommy was he was pretty beastly in the ring, but he was kind of like a white clubber.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a brain behind him in terms of the coach, then I think he could run over everyone, which is why he was so great with Rocky. But yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, no, I agree.
Saying goodbye to our one guy in there. His name is Uniballer, but his real name is Lewis. What's a Uniballer? Is that just a guy with one ball, or?
Yeah. Sorry, I have no comment on that. No comment, as Apollo Creed once said. No comment.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I have no comment. What do you say? I have no comment at the moment. Yeah.
No comment. No comment. Oh man.
Okay, so yeah, so Clubber's called out Creed. Rocky's face right now is totally like he just seems kind of like I don't know what I'm doing here. They go meet in the ring, and Clubber says to him, "Dead beat."
Yeah.
And Rocky just looks back at him. I think even at this moment, Clubber looks at him like a little confused, like, "Okay, I just said dead meat." He didn't react at all. Why is this guy who was trying to beat me up in the rail stairway?
Yeah.
Why is he not showing any kind of emotion right now?
Yeah, it's a weird psychological warfare that happens, and
yeah. So even that's right. So Clubber at this point thinks, "Oh, like is that a game? He's playing back at me," not knowing that Rocky is out of this match already.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Sylvester Stallone does a great job of really showing like Rocky is just compared to the final fight. Final fight when they square up again and he says, I'm going to. Oh, what does he say? I'm gonna. All right, I can't remember what Clubber's line is. You'll probably know.
Oh, yeah, you could put me on the spot. I know he says dead meat in this one. Something about I'm going to knock you down or I'm going to destroy you. Like it's something like, and then Rocky says, "Go for it."
Yeah. But the focus is just. In this one, he's kind of just like shrugging and like looking around and looking at Paulie and trying to see like what's happening. Yeah.
But then the fight starts off and Rocky comes out really strong.
Yeah, he's got the strong punch. You can tell he's mad. He's doing it for Mick. He's got the motivation.
So Rocky comes out strong, and even as a multi viewer of this fight, I was thinking, oh yeah, Rocky could beat this guy if he just stayed focused. I think he could have beat him right there. If he had Mickey in his if he had Mickey in his corner, he would have won that fight.
I agree. No, I think so. And maybe you've talked about this too, but have you ever talked about who you think the greatest coach is in the Rocky series?
Well, it's definitely not Rocky.
You don't think? Oh, but he trained Creed and Tommy Gunn.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Well, they're all good in different ways. I mean, Apollo trained Rocky to snap him out of his funk. Rocky's first time training Tommy went really, really well, of course, but he had like I said, he had a really good fighter. I don't know. I think they're all. It's hard. That's a good question. I'd have to go back and visit that one.
Yeah. I think I almost want to say who's the guy who trained Apollo and then became Rocky's trainer in
Tony Duke.
Tony Duke, yeah. I guess it's between him. For me, it's between him, Rocky, and I guess Mick. But funny thing about Mickey is really he only trained Rocky. He doesn't have any other fighters that have.
No, Mickey. I think just Mickey and Rocky had a special connection, but I think Mickey was a pretty old school, pretty straightforward type of boxing coach.
Yeah. No, it's fair. It's a fair statement.
But he had Rocky as his. Their connection made it special.
Right. He was waiting for that one pupil.
That's yeah. It wasn't Dipper.
Yeah.
Remember Dipper and Rocky 1?
Dipper? Who's Dipper? Sorry.
Dipper, and it was in Rocky 1. This is a big what do you call it? A deep cut. Dipper was in Rocky 1, and he was the one that took Rocky's locker.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we make a joke about that Mickey was training Dipper, and that we make a joke that if Rocky decided not to spar with Apollo Creed as he thought and just quit boxing altogether, that we would have the Dipper franchise instead of the Rocky franchise.
I'd watch it. Go for it.
So they start fighting, but then Clubber comes back. He comes back with some hits, and Rocky feels the sting, and that puts him into a panic mode because when he goes into the corner with Paulie, he's like, "That guy's strong. He's strong. He's hurting me. Where's Mick?"
Yeah, he gets spooked really, really well. And do you think? Just speaking of alternative timelines, do you think Apollo could have beat Clubber?
Oh yeah,
I think he could have too. I think Apollo wouldn't have fallen into the trap. And
no, I believe this is the discussion that we've had before too. Like, I think Clubber in his I'm getting the two black guys mixed up. It's because they both start with the. It's not. It's a joke. It's a joke. The reason I get those two guys mixed up is because they both start with the "k" sound. I always say Clubber or Creed. So I think Creed was the best fighter in the whole franchise in his prime.
Okay.
So I think he truly was the Muhammad Ali, so to speak, of the franchise. Like in his prime, this guy was the best. And that's when Rocky says that to Adonis in Creed, the movie. I don't think he was saying that to Adonis just to make him feel good, though I've had some discussions with people that are Rocky fans who feel that Rocky was actually just being nice.
I don't know, man. Rocky doesn't lie. Rocky doesn't.
That was my argument.
Yeah.
That despite that he's not a very good liar.
No. Rocky's usually pretty honest. Yeah, honest. Whatever.
So the second round, I think, so Rocky goes out into the second round, and he just basically puts his hands down.
Yeah.
Gives up. And right before that final punch that Clubber hits him with, his hands are laid down. He just kind of like looks at Clubber and is like, yeah, just do what you got to do. Knock me out. I'm done. There's no fight. There was no fight in Rocky, metaphorically or physically.
Yeah. Do you think that he might have thrown the fight just so he could have gone to Mickey faster? Do you think there might have been that element to it?
Yeah, I think exactly right. I think at this point, his heart and his head connected at the same time, meaning the first round he went in as a fighter.
Yeah.
And Rocky is the better fighter. He's more trained. He has more experience. So he came out. His instinct to fight showed itself. When he got a couple hits from Clubber, which he's going to get, they stung and almost like kind of knocked him out of like the sense of, oh yeah, I'm in a boxing match. I don't have Mickey here. Then Mickey comes into his head. So now when he goes out into the second round, it's just all he can think about is Mickey. Mickey's on the table. Where's Mickey? Mickey's dying, or he doesn't think he's dying necessarily, but Mickey's not here. The last time I saw him, he's barely breathing. So at this point, he's kind of like, why am I here? I've come out here. I've shown the people that I'm here. I'm going to lose my final fight, whatever. I won't be the first boxer to lose their final fight. And he gets knocked out, and he just leaves. Though there is a shot of the Rocky character. Now, my theory, what might have been accurate if it wasn't for this shot by the director Sylvester Stallone, where you see Rocky with his arms down like this over the ring. So he's not even getting out of the ring. He's actually contemplating maybe his own loss in the ring before he even leaves the ring. He's just sitting there, kind of like, oh, this is really a bad day.
Yeah. No, I never really. Yeah, it's a good call.
So if who knows, a gamut of emotions he's feeling. Who knows how any of us would react in this real world situation. So he just lost the belt. maybe he's just taking the 5-second breather before he goes and sees Mickey, because that's the next scene is he goes and sees. Oh, before we get there, we got Clubber. I told you, and he's doing that.
Happy.
Oh, I don't know if Clubber can be happy.
Well, I guess he's angrily celebrating his success.
That's right. He's definitely he's angry happy because he does it. That sound effect that he does when he wins the belt.
Yeah. But he lets people hug him. Like he seems to have a good relationship with his coach.
Yeah, well, it is kind of a weird. Yeah, he's probably a scary guy to train. So now,
man.
I have a question for you when we get to this scene. So Rocky comes in to see, of course, Mickey on the table, and Adrian's there. Oh yeah, there's some really cool scenes during the fight that shows Adrian taking care of Mickey. Holding him and comforting him. It was a really tender moment, I think, of Adrian comforting Mickey. Yeah,
they don't really maybe I'm wrong, you'll probably know, but just like the relationship between Adrian and Mickey is never, I don't even think they really talk to each other that much.
Well, we don't see it in the movies because there's only so much things you can put to film before you're just now making a 7 series, like a 7, like you're going to make you could almost make a family drama TV series out of the show. But yeah, there's just not enough time to show Mickey and Adrian talking. Yeah, but we assume that Rocky loved Mickey, right. Adrian loved Mickey.
I always assumed it was sort of the Betty and Veronica thing with Rocky. Is you've got Mickey on one side and Adrian on the other, and they basically were his angels, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And so now that's good. I like that. Who would you pick, Betty or Veronica?
Oh man, probably Betty.
It's tough, eh? I think Veronica is the spring break girl and Betty is the marriage girl.
Yeah. Veronica's the girl who you date, she pays for everything, you have a great week, and then Betty's the one where you start a life with.
Yeah.
And it's like everyone criticizes, boy, it's been 100 years. When are you gonna choose Archie Andrews? And here we are having the same discussion. Yeah,
it's hard to choose. It depends what kind of what headspace you're in and maybe how old you are. As I get older, it's definitely more. But even when I was younger, Betty, I have a thing for blondes, so who knows?
Well, I always thought Betty just had a better personality. Like Veronica always seemed to just the rich girl.
And she's angry.
Also, speaking of girl choices, are you a Ginger or Marianne kind of man?
Marianne.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Good.
So, well, think about Ginger too, because she's. It's funny that you bring it again. She's so much woman. Does that make sense? It's almost like I don't know if I could handle. It'd be. It's too what I mean by that is just she's the type of woman that even if I was rich and famous, I would still have a Marianne type wife or girlfriend. Meaning, because Ginger's the type of woman that I'm always I would always feel like I'm out with her. And she's just the woman. You know what I mean? Every time I go anywhere, she's the woman. She's the woman in the room. She's the woman at the restaurant. She's the woman at the theater. She's the woman. It's just this. There's nothing wrong with that, but I don't know if I'm man enough to handle that much of a. She's just tall and curvy and she's.
True. Good.
Oh, I have. Are you kidding me? I watched Gilligan's Island as a kid. So even as a kid, I had feelings as a young kid about these females I didn't understand.
Yes, but let's not discount. Oh man, what's her name? Oh, what's the millionaire's wife name? I forgot her name.
Well, his name is Thurston Howell III.
Thurston, that's right. You're right. Oh man.
I'm sure when she was in her prime.
There's actually this great documentary, or it's sort of a dramatization of the Gilligan's Island series called I think it's called Gilligan's Island: The World's Longest 3-Hour Tour or something.
Okay.
And it's fantastic. I'd really recommend it. Anyways, are there any other girl choices in pop culture?
There's probably a few. Those are the big ones, eh? That's the ones everyone goes to is Marianne and Ginger, Betty and Veronica.
Yeah.
How about Rocky's wife or Apollo's wife?
Oh, that's difficult. I'd probably go for Ivan Drago's girlfriend.
Yeah, we talked about it too. Ivan Drago's wife or Rocky's wife. That's almost the same argument. Ivan Drago's wife. What was her name again? I can't remember. She would be.
No, sorry, I can't remember.
She's again kind of the spring break, summer break type person.
Yeah, man. When she shares that cigarette with like the Russian guy, it's kind of weird. It's like, oh, that's.
I kind of get why Stallone married Bridget Nielsen back in the day. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. Because you know they were married, right?
I didn't. I don't think I did.
You didn't? Oh, yes, yeah. Bridget Nielsen, who plays Ivan Drago's wife, they met on the movie, and they got married after the movie was made.
For how long?
There wasn't a very long marriage. Even there's some interviews out there where Stallone talks to that, where he kind of winks his eyes, and says, "Yeah, we all know why I married her, but she's crazy, and so we all know why I divorced her too."
But listen, then she found Flavor Flav, and everything worked out. It's all good.
Oh yeah, Stallone made the right choice. His wife now, very pretty, beautiful family. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Just to answer your question, Apollo's wife.
Oh wow, good for you. I'm not sure what that means, but bravo. Hey, it's which one though? The one in Rocky 1, 2, or the same one was in Rocky 2, but it was Phyllis. What's her name? Rashad or something from the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
She was in Creed, but you're probably talking about the wife that was in the first 3 or 4.
I think I am, but also not sort of just in looks, but just in character, like her putting up with Apollo having, what's it, Adonis, and I don't know. She's a strong woman. That's what I admire.
She's a strong black woman, and we love her for it. And anyone that carries me up the stairs would be a good woman to have. I have a great wife, anyways, but she would not carry me up the stairs. She would probably kick me down the stairs for being such a bag of hammers.
Bag of hammers. Oh man.
All right, so
Anyway.
let's get to the final part of this. Is Rocky gets to the table where Mickey's lying. I love how they got him lying on a table, but anyways, they get to the table that Mickey's lying on, and Mickey's dying or breathing really badly, and of course the guys are saying we got to get him to the hospital. I think it's the doctor there. So we got to get into a hospital. So make whatever conversation you're going to have, make it quick. But once you're done, we got to rush him to the hospital so we can save his life.
Right.
So I love that. So can you just imagine the scene? So the doctor's just sitting back there, like, are you guys almost done? We've
Stop timing. It's like, maybe I should do CPR again. I don't know.
Yeah, because I love it. I imagine the doctor came and like tapped him on the shoulder. Mr. Balboa, I know this is a really great moment in the movie and stuff, but we've really got to, he's going to die if we don't get him. And then Stallone's like, I know, I wrote this. I just want to. So this scene is actually real. This is where I get welled up because we have Mickey asking, how did the fight go? How'd you do? And Rocky, we talked about lying.
Oh.
Yeah. But
wow,
Rocky didn't lie. This is a really well-written scene because we got Mickey asking, how did we do? Rocky's answer was knockout. That's all he said.
Yep.
And then Mickey goes, what round? Rocky goes, second round. And Mickey's like, yeah, it's good. It's good. So my question is, we know that Rocky's being vague because he doesn't want to disappoint his trainer. He's trying to make him happy and relax. Even if he doesn't know if he's going to die at this moment, Rocky is like smart enough to understand not to add more stress to this guy's life. So he's giving him happy news, but he's also not lying.
Nope, not lying.
He's saying it was a knockout. It was the second round. But do you think Mickey knows he's lying? And then, so here's the question. So this is why this scene is so well done, and the acting is so well done because we know as a viewer that Rocky's being vague. We also see as a viewer that Mickey's playing. Is he playing along to make Rocky feel good? So he thinks that Rocky's making him feel good in his final moments. So that's what I like about the series. You got both characters trying to make the other person feel good during a very hard time.
I mean, there's also sort of a part of me that feels like Mickey knew his mortality was coming. Like, even just him saying, like, after this fight, we're going to have some fun. And, Rocky's focused on the interview. Mickey's focused on Rocky. It's sort of beautiful. And even just having Mickey, die in the locker room, like, to me, it looked like he's on the bench, not the table, but just like the changing room bench in the locker room.
Oh, right. Okay.
But I'm sorry I didn't see it too close, but you're right. It is a beautiful scene. And there's sort of this part where, like, Rocky isn't even, he's just sort of whimpering and kind of crying. And, like, I had to watch the scene 5 times. I still don't know what he says, but he's
okay. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I watched it on Blu-ray last night, and I watched it with the subtitles.
Okay, this is good.
I didn't write it down, but he said, so after he says was the second round was knockout, they just started talking a little bit, and Rocky says, basically says, you're too young to die. Goes, you're young. Yeah, it's a really weird comedy. He says that you're young, and then he says, I don't know what to do. There's still so much we have to do. There's still so much we have to do. So now he's pleading. He sees that Mickey's dying, and he's begging, don't go. We still have so much to do. And then he goes, we'll do whatever you want. We'll do whatever you want. So now he's pleading. So he's making a deal with death. Like, don't go. We'll do whatever you want. And then lastly, Mickey's last words. Did you catch that? It was pretty easy to hear. His last words to Rocky.
Oh,
he goes, I love you, kid. He goes, I love you, kid. I love you. And that's the part where, and then he final breath, and that's where Stallone's like, or Rocky is the great acting here. I love this acting. I know anyone that makes fun of Stallone's acting, I always think, what are you making fun of? Like, I would love to see you do this scene and do that guttural cry and wail better than that. Like, his performance of seeing his father figure pass away right in front of his eyes. I thought it was very well done. I think his whole, like, panic, he kind of looks around. He's like looking at Mickey, like, what do I do? And then he's like, he starts doing that. No. He does that guttural cry into the body of Mickey. I thought it, and then the camera work pulls up. I like it. I think it's really well done.
Do you think there's any significance that Rocky never takes off his robe talking to Mick?
Yeah, I think what we're seeing there is he's hiding.
Yeah, shame. Yeah, I think you're right. Yep.
He doesn't. He can barely look Mickey in the eyes.
Yep, I don't think he does. Yeah.
So that's a powerful. Anything you want to say about that death? I mean,
well, we're sort of in the business for like. Do you think this is? I think this is the first death in the series, right?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, the good point. I was going to talk about that. Yeah, so this is the first 2. We didn't have any death. In fact, we had a victory. We had the birth of a son. This is the first lost family member. Yeah.
Yeah, and it like from now on, it really is a trend throughout all the films.
Yeah.
I guess there's no death in the 5th one, but like the 6th one, it's Adrian. 7th one, it's sort of revisiting Apollo, I guess.
Well, the 7th one is the death of Paulie.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, no, you're right.
He brings Paulie the alcohol to the gravesite.
Oh man, yeah, 1 by 1.
Yeah, so yeah, everyone's. But 5, was there death in 5? Just his career, I guess.
Oh man, keep it going.
Yeah, but that's a very good point. There's losses definitely 3, 4, 6, and 7 major characters were dead, and now Creed 2 was announced.
Oh, I know. I'm pumped. I'm excited.
And I think Rocky or Stallone's going to be. Oh, and Rocky are going to be in it. Is this the one that Rocky dies?
Yeah, No, but I'm willing to accept that. I'm okay with that.
So we'll end with the funeral. It's pretty straightforward. Mickey's Jewish. They put him in a Jewish funeral. I guess it looks like maybe his ashes.
Yeah.
Was it ashes or was it a coffin? I can't. Okay.
I want to say it's a coffin, but
It looked really small, but
yeah. But wasn't it? Aren't the graves in the walls? Isn't
yeah.
Pushing. Yeah.
Okay, that must be. I'm not. I don't know anything about the Hebrew religion, but I think maybe that's how they do it there. I guess is they stack them up like books or something, or I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know.
So sensitive. So sensitive.
No, I don't know how to say it. Like I don't know. Like anyways, like a Jenga game or something. I don't know.
I mean, the only thing I know is in Hebrew funerals, it's not something that's sad. It's a celebration of the
Right.
The only thing I know.
And that's the one thing that, not to get all religious, we have to end this episode. It's been an hour and a half, which is good, but this is one of our longer ones. But with editing, but anyways, religion does allow for the passing. I think it softens the blow for some people because it gives meaning to their life and where they are now. Anyways, I think so. In that sense, the passing of Mickey. There wasn't a lot of tears or anything like that. They're all just, saying their goodbyes. But Rocky was mad enough to throw his helmet at a statue, though.
Yeah, but I think that's him being mad at himself, which is why he literally throws the helmet at himself.
Yeah.
It's not mad at Mick or anyone else.
No, it's just like, yeah, he's now alone, angry. Like, what's the point? I've lost the championship. I've lost my mentor, my friend. One question I have though is how did he get his motorcycle up there?
Yeah, those steps are pretty,
Well, he drives off. He drives off to the left or right of the statue, and we don't see how. I don't know that area very well. I don't know the Philadelphia Art Museum very well. Like where, if you were to drive to the left of the museum, where that takes you. But we could ask somebody who's been there.
I want to say the steps are too big to get a motorcycle up there, but I also think that maybe there's like a ramp at both sides of the stairs.
Okay, maybe wheelchair access.
I don't know. I would love to see Rocky running up the stairs with the motorcycle behind his back and just
if anyone can, it's him
pumping it. The only thing I want to add is was Apollo at Mickey's funeral?
No,
I don't think so. It was just
they had no relationship whatsoever.
Well, you think you would have been there for Rocky or something, but you're right. No, that's fair.
Well, because Rocky and Apollo, not to jump ahead, they weren't friends yet.
No, you're right. But there is that great moment in the ring where Rocky kind of realizes, oh, like we're cool now, I guess.
Yeah. Do everyone a favor and knock this chump out. Oh, speaking of chump, we forgot to mention, may Mickey rest in peace. Mickey called Clubber Lang an ape.
Yeah, but that's
I know it's 1982 and maybe he's not referring to any. It's just one of those things where it's like, gee, I don't know if you should say that. But he did. But to be fair, he did call Rocky, and Rocky wanted dumb dago. So I mean,
yeah, I think that's the character coming out, not a social commentary.
I don't. No, I think.
Do you ever call Apollo anything?
No, he just called him the champ. He was always very respectful to Apollo.
Yeah.
You know what the champ will do to you? He'll hurt you, permanent. He always referred to the champ as the champ at the time. Yeah.
So there's definitely respect there. It's more, I think.
He did not like Clubber. So it's not to take. He might have been doing a dig. Let's be honest. I'm not saying he was racist, but maybe he was just a little bit of a dig. Like, this guy is really just bugging me, and that was Mickey's way of taking a bit of I don't want to say cheap shot, a bit of a dig. Because this, well, to be fair, Clubber's dishing it on himself.
Yeah, well, I do like the idea of, and I think you've touched on this before, that Sylvester Stallone has said that Clubber, went and found peace and religion, and he's a happy dude.
Yeah, that's good. I'm happy for Clubber. I'm glad he's found peace in his life.
Yeah, man.
So Tyler, well, that brings us to the end of what we're going to talk about. I tell you that this is why we're 51 episodes in. We're only on movie 3. We've had interviews and what have you, but there's a lot to talk about these movies, and I feel like there's stuff that I wanted to talk about that we didn't get to, just because there's just that much. But how do you feel? How do you feel you did for your first time?
Oh, first time. Well, I was sad there for a moment, thinking I might never get to do this again, just because it's a one and done. But it's only my first time. That gives me hope for the future.
Well, we'd love to have you back on. It's I just want to say that you've been great. I want to again plug your guys' Facebook. It's called Live Dudes. So you know you're in the right place when you see 3 guys grabbing each other's groin area as a picture.
Photos. Yeah. Okay.
It's always funny. I tell you, groin grabbing by other men is always a fun activity. Well, that's the picture you guys took. I'm just referring to the picture you took.
I'm saying, well, listen, we just did a photo shoot, and I don't mean to disappoint you, but there's no groin grabbing.
Okay. But it was all consensual. Let me make this clear. This is all consensual amongst adults. So what you guys do and take pictures of is all good.
And we had pants on, but yes, you're right.
Yes, I should make that clear. It was a Facebook picture, but I showed my mother yesterday your video of Racist Dave. I love that video. But I went to your feed, and of course that picture came up right in front of my mom of you guys grabbing each other, and I was like, yeah, we'll just keep scrolling, Mom. So, but it's a harmless picture, but it's just funny because it just hits you in the face when you get to your feed, your Facebook feed. And then I got down to Racist Dave. Let me just say again, Live Dudes, please look at the video. Racist Dave is the funniest thing. Andrew was hilarious. You guys are all good, but Andrew was hilarious with his facial expressions, and every time he walked away from the desk. I love it when he did the that little sigh that he does.
He perfected it, man. He's the funny part of that sketch. There's no jealousy there. Love it.
Who wrote it? Who wrote that line? Or those lines? Or was it all of you 3 of you? Or
oh man, if I say the wrong thing, they're gonna yell at me.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that Racist Dave came out of an improv or a premise that was pitched by. Oh man. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it open. I'll have to ask them, but I'll get back to you.
Well, I'm sure it was collaborative. The highlights for me was where you say where you're trying to bait. I don't want to give away the video game, but when you try to bait Racist Dave with being a racist, you say Black Lives Matter. You just drop it. You say Black Lives Matter, and then what's your buddy's name to the right of you? Cam, and he kind of looks like, whoa, you just like drop but you just say Black Lives Matter. You don't say how you feel about it as the character. And then Andrew's like, well, they should. we got a long way to go. I love his delivery of that, because I was like, how is he going to answer this? So the writing's very good, because I'm thinking, as a writer, how do you write the answer to somebody who? So it was job well done to say, like, that's a good. If someone baits you with that, that's a great response. So like, there's the comedy side of it, and there's actually the legitimate, like, well, they should. We have a long way to go, and that's a great. It's a great way. It's a great way to do that. But anyways, I don't want to give away the punchline, but it's I know I loved it. I love that clip of you guys. So yeah. Anything else you want to plug before you head out?
I wrote a kid's book.
Really?
Called The Big Ball of Mud. It's on sale now at Friesen Press if you guys want to check it out. It's a great little story. I actually tour and do schools and read to kids. So when I'm not doing videos about racism, I'm teaching kids the value of being yourself.
That's awesome. Yeah, send me the link, and I'll put that in our description of the show that you have a book as well.
For sure, man. And I guess the final thing I want to say is Wilma or Betty?
Oh, Wilma.
Oh man, I'm a Betty. I'm a sucker for that laugh.
Yeah, it's funny. I think the Wilma character definitely. Fred hit the jackpot there. He lucked out.
Yeah, it's yeah. No, you're right.
All right,
But anyways, yes.
You're a good man, Tyler. Thanks for coming on the show and going the distance. Wow. So this episode will be on our podcast feed via iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, you name it. In a few weeks' time, it'll be officially episode 51 at the time. And yeah, thanks a lot, brother. It was good seeing you.
Thanks, man. Good to see you too. Thanks so much for having me. All right, ding ding. Woo!